As much as I'd love to believe that I'm invincible, as of March 11th of this year, 2024, I was proven otherwise. I've always been into working out and heavy lifting and just fitness in general. And in high school, I decided to join my powerlifting team my sophomore year. And I only went to one meet that year because I wasn't taking it seriously. It was just more kind of for fun. But I remember my coach telling me, Danielle, I think this is your sport. And man, oh man, did that spark just a little flame in my soul, because I've always wanted to be amazing and good at something. And to hear that come from a coach, it was a pretty good feeling. So I continued powerlifting throughout high school up into my senior year, and I stopped doing all other sports and just focusing on that one sport because that was something I genuinely loved. My junior year, I got 18th in the region, and my senior year, I got 6th in state. Now, I went on to do collegiate powerlifting at a university, and I qualified for nationals in the 132 weight class. I was cutting weight for the 132 weight class whenever all of this happened, and so my suspicions are leading towards caffeine and a bunch of artificial sugars, but we're not completely sure yet. But on March 11th, I was working out, as I do. I'm pretty sure it was a leg day. I was hitting squat and I was doing like 275 for whatever, but I remember telling my dad, something doesn't feel right. I wasn't tired, but I felt fatigued, weak, and I remember just calling my dad. I was like, hey, I'm gonna come home early from the gym, just something isn't right. And so that night, I remember I was laying in my bed and I felt like I was getting cramps. That's what it felt like initially. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm about to start my period, whatever. Like, I'm a girl. And in the span of just an hour, things escalated so quickly. There was no telling what was about to happen. And I remember I was just laying on the floor because the pain was so bad, I felt like I could barely stand. And it was like late at night, like it was like 9 or like everyone was getting ready to go to bed. And of course I had to be the problem, of course. And immediately I got in my dad's truck, my stepmom and my stepsister. They led us to the emergency room that was near us. And I very vaguely remember walking into the emergency room. I think I was kind of on adrenaline at that point of just my body just, I don't know. I was in so much pain. I'm surprised I was walking. And we got into the emergency room, kind of explained what was going on, or my dad did. And I was sitting down and I remember the nurse was like, okay, sweetie, like we have to get up and go to the thing. I was like, I can't. And I did. I got up, but it was just a different type of pain. I don't even know how to explain it. And so they put us into a room, and I was given pain medications like morphine, and just, I think they thought I was constipated. They were giving me laxatives. And at the time, I just had so much muscle on my body that I was just metabolizing everything they were giving me so fast. So I was maybe feeling better for 10 minutes, and then it just slowly crept back up on me. And the doctor was like, we could send y'all home, but y'all would be back here in the matter of hours just because of the pain. So we're going to send her to a hospital by ambulance. And I ended up going to the Willowbrook Methodist Hospital, which, once again, I don't really remember that happening. I think it was a mix of medications and just the fact that I was in so much pain. And I was there for 3 days being given just pain medicine and more laxatives because they still didn't know what was wrong with me. Like, it was just kind of like, what is wrong with this girl, you know? And then I think it got to a point where I started turning colors. I think I was like kind of more like yellowish, and throwing. Now I was throwing up too. And I had a surgeon come in finally, and he touched my stomach and was like, something is not right. I'm taking this girl into an exploratory surgery, and if I find anything, I am immediately going to do what I have to do. And thank the Lord for that surgeon. I was taken in, and it was found that I had a blood clot in my small intestine, which was killing my small intestine. And he took out 7 inches the first surgery. I had 3 surgeries in total. And he was giving me blood thinners to hopefully bring back some of the other tissue that was dying. Unfortunately, that did not work, and the tissue continued to die, which then I had 20 more inches of my small intestine removed, as well as my appendix, to avoid future complications such as just another surgery that they'd have to open me back up through my scar and stuff. So I went through surgery. I don't remember any of this, none of this at all. And like I said, had to do to the pain medications, and just my body was shutting down. After surgery, I would have been able to go home, but I went into septic shock and I got double pneumonia. And this is what caused my state to be the dangerous side. It wasn't necessarily the surgery, but it was the fact that I went into septic shock. And already my condition that I had, which is acute mesenteric ischemia, has a 60 to 80% mortality rate. And so that alone was already kind of scary. And then on top of that, I just had septic shock and double pneumonia. So it was just kind of back to back of like, what's going on? And I was intubated because my oxygen, all my organs started failing. And the doctor said the only reason that I was doing so well is because I had such a strong heart. I truly think that I prepped my body in order to survive what I went through. Because I was constantly doing cardio, I was working out. I lost 20 plus pounds while I was in the hospital, and I really do think I survived due to the condition that I came into the hospital with such a healthy heart. I had so much muscle. I think me working out helped me survive the situation that I unfortunately was in. Like I said before, I was metabolizing the medicine so fast that sometimes when I was supposed to be asleep, I would come through and wake up. And I actually have videos of me awake with the tube in my mouth that I was not supposed to be awake. I was taking selfies. It was definitely something. And there was a point in between surgeries that I actually had. My intestines were outside of my body for 2 days due to inflammation. And I don't know, my dad explained it that they were so inflamed, it was a bad idea to put them back in there right away. So that's another thing. And 2 weeks of my life kind of like disappeared in a way, because I almost died. My body was in fight or flight. I was having hallucinations due to all the medicines. I was on morphine, fentanyl, oxycodones. The list goes on. It'd probably take me about 10 minutes to read the actual list of medications given to me in those 24 days of me being at that hospital. And finally, I was intubated twice, because the first time they took out the tube, my oxygen levels started dropping towards the end of the night. And my mom said there's multiple nights that I almost died, which is really scary to think, because I would have never been able to say goodbye to my family, because I was in restraints and I was barely could talk. I was so out of it. It's just really scary to think about. But I'm okay now. No one wants to have to go through that. And I think my heart hurts also for my family members and my friends having to watch me go through that as well. I've watched many videos of me unresponsive and just laying there, and it's kind of a different experience to watch something you don't even remember. Yeah, but finally things started looking up. My dad said that he was talking to me with the tube in my mouth. He was like, "Do you want to get this thing out?" And I mean, keep in mind, I'll probably put somewhere. I think he was like, I was shaking my head. I was like, "Yes." He was like, "Blink once," and he said I was like that. I mean, I was showing all the signs. I was fighting the nurses, and my doctor at the time was like, "If she can fight and kick these nurses, this girl can breathe on her own. This girl can do it." And so finally they took out the tube the second time, and that's when things started looking up. And I have a few shorts posted on my YouTube channel actually of when I was in the hospital. I would post and share some, things, just like little stepping stones of like I got my feeding tube removed, and just having just different things, eating a solid meal for the first time. I mean, that was a whole different experience too. Being able to eat again. It's just, being in the hospital was the most humbling experience, I think. I was unable to do, I couldn't do anything on my own. Nothing at all. It's like, the way I could explain it is like I felt like I was a baby again. The way I was being taken care of. And those nurses are literal angels sent to earth. I mean, the things they do, how they took care of me, it's just a different, it's a blessing, really, it is. And those nurses were amazing. And I mean, seriously, something else. It was crazy. But I now have been out of the hospital for, I think, 3 months. I left April 4th and was finally home, and I got cleared to lift. My numbers on my lifts are back to 205 on squat. I did 135 on bench and 205 on deadlift, and these are all for reps. I'm not gonna max out anytime soon for my own safety, but I'm keeping my goal that I had. I want to be a national champ, and whether that will happen, I don't know, but that's my goal, and I'm gonna keep fighting for that. And I'm not gonna let this, kill my dream. I'm not gonna let that stop me from doing what I want. As long as the doctors say I'm able to, I'm gonna go for it. So now all I'm left with is a huge scar and a story to tell. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything at all. Not really. I wanna, I guess, finish this off by saying I do think this is my testimony to tell, and I do believe that the Lord was with me every step of the way. There was one verse that was very reoccurring in the hospital. I mean, I was being sent it multiple times by friends or distant relatives that I had no idea even existed, which I'm also thankful for, that I had so many people praying for me and just reaching out. I mean, the amount of churches that I heard that were praying for me is amazing. And the verse was Hebrews 11:1, which is, faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the convictions not seen. And I think that was God's way of saying, even if none of this makes sense right now, I know it's confusing, like, why me? Please keep your faith strong and just know that I have a plan. It's like, it's hard to believe in the things you can't see, but this is something you just have to trust me for. And I believe God has a plan for me, and this wasn't all for nothing. So, look at me being a crybaby. Sorry, guys. Yeah, definitely a crazy experience, and we still don't know why I got the blood clot. I've been tested for multiple blood disorders and different immune diseases, whatever. And so I'm currently going to an immunologist because, I mean, if this happens again, I don't know what would happen. And yeah, it's just definitely something that is constantly thought about. And I guess maybe to finish off this video, I might share a few videos of me in the hospital that I haven't shared yet. My mom recorded a lot of it, and the moments that I couldn't talk, she would record and just be like, I know you'll want this for your YouTube channel, so I'm recording it for you, and this is your journey. Yeah, but this is my story with acute mesenteric ischemia. Thank you for watching, and subscribe for more, because I'm definitely going to be sharing my journey with fighting adversity, is what I'd say. Yeah.
That's okay, we pretend I ran in one.
Yes. Okay. Excuse me. Say hi to your entourage. Oh gosh. You're doing it.
So we got a challenge, baby. Put you in a coma so that you can heal because you have some lung distress. We need your numbers to come up. It's 89. We want you at like 92. I need you to fight, baby. I need you to fight. Not a million years. Never seen anybody in my life tough as you. This is your story. You are my hero warrior. Go, Dee Dee, go. Go, Dee Dee, go. Go, Dee Dee, go. Last surgery of your life, Dee Dee. This is going to be good news. We're going to clean up. We're going to staple you up a little bit, and your tube comes out later. You'll be walking in a couple of days. I love you, Angel. Just having a rough night tonight, but you are the most amazing, strong person I've ever met. And you can relax, and we're going to clean you up, and we're going to give you a bath, and we're going to straighten you out in that bed, and all your numbers look good on all your vitals.